Good morning. So, we speak about France, a small country just in the middle of Europe. First, we will maybe start to speak about the different, an overview about the French market. France is about 65 million persons. Compared to Germany or Holland, it's the only country in Europe where we don't have demographic problems. We still have more than an average of more than two children per family. So we are growing, still growing, and we might be maybe more important than Germany if Germany doesn't solve their problem in a couple of years. Anyway, our GDP in 2011 was not so bad. 1.7 is not so good too, but it was not so bad yet. But in 2012, it will be just 0, and I think for next year it won't be good also because of crisis. We have globally close to 30 million French, they go abroad for vacation. But it's a loss in 2000, about 6% if you compare to 2011, so to 2010, sorry. So it shows that we have a depression, obviously, in that type of activity. But we will see that the depression is more on short haul than on long haul, because the long haul is a kind of specialty of the French for the following reason. France is by itself a vacation country. We have everything in France. We have mountains, we have coast, we have Mediterranean area, so a lot of French are taking their vacation in France. So compared to other countries, we are not going very much or less in the short-haul countries, but we are very interested to go in long-haul countries to discover something we cannot offer directly for our citizens in France. And the crisis, naturally, touched far more the people with less money, so touch the short haul more than the long hauls, because the long hauls you need to have more money, and the people with money are still having money. The French travelers spend about more than 2,000 euros for their vacation, and the length in long haul is close to 10 days, which is something quite good too. The French tourists, because when we speak about the numbers, it's numbers of journeys, it's not numbers of people. We have to have that in mind. So because a lot of persons, they are going 2, 3, 4 times per year on vacation on a long haul. The Caribbean area has a very big increase, about 19.3% in 2011, and there are different reasons on that. And naturally, one of the reasons was the fact that you have people that were going to the Arabic world, and with the problems they were facing, a lot of French, and especially for the French Caribbean, and at the beginning of last year, we had a very big increase on the French Caribbean island. Cuba, St. Lucia, Dominican Republic, French-speaking islands are the ones which are having the best increase for this period. And you can see on this map the number of the increase we had, because it was really significant. If we look to the season November 2011 till April 2012, the global figures for the CITO. The CITO is the organization of the tour operators, so it's not giving global figures for all the travelers, it's only the ones that are going through tour operators. Close to 3 million, 2.8 million clients, which is a drop of not so significant, but 0.4%. What is significant is the fact that packages are far more, let's say, having drops compared to the people organizing themselves and taking, obviously, flights only. So this means, and it's a global trend, that you have more and more people, they don't go through travel agents, through tour operators, but they organize themselves. they take directly a flight, and they go on the website and they buy directly their hotel accommodation. You see on the right side that the market shares of the long haul, still for the CETO, it's quite big for the Caribbean, because we are still having 40% of the clients, of the global clients, going to the Caribbean on the long hauls. You see also on the other side, what are the destinations still with the travel agencies booking, and you can see that the Caribbean, the French Caribbean, Republic and Dominica are very high in terms of numbers. This presentation shows, well, you have the short hauls, mid hauls, and long hauls. And when you see the long hauls, it's compare what it was for in 2012 from May to August. May to August is a short period. This is the last figures we get. And they were very much influenced naturally by different things, and especially the French elections, president elections and parliament elections. Usually in all the countries when you have this kind of things, is reduced the number of persons traveling. Also, we have over a big campaign for the North African countries. They want to restart, so obviously they try to capture some more clients. So to go on this overview, well, what is important is the seniors are traveling more and more. And seniors, you know, is something specific to France, are coming to be senior very early. Where people are having their retirement, averagely speaking, at 58 years old, which is quite low. I'm not the case of that, but I mean, it's like that. And to say something concerning the language problem, this is very strange. Not strange, it's something good, by the way. For the past years, the language doesn't seem to be anymore a problem. It was really a problem years ago. But now the French, even the seniors, are absolutely able to go in countries where they don't speak perfectly French. They succeed to take care of themselves with little English or Spanish or whatever, so it's no longer really a problem. Another problem is, as we have strength, I won't go very long on that, but it's the long stay travels. This was, say, our friend from Germany, and this is a very interesting trend. Also, the à la carte, or all these things which are not directly connected to a strict package, are developing more and more. Okay, another problem which is quite important is the requesting of guaranteed security. And we see that some countries are having drops just because the security is less than before. And another side, for instance, the countries like South America, which were having problems years ago, has no longer problems. And now we see that people are requesting that type of destination on a long haul because there are no security problem. Naturally, the last minute, but I think it's a general problem all over Europe, are very important. And if this last minute is for two reasons. Why? First, because people are not really wanting to take a decision a long time before because they don't know what can happen. And second is for money reasons, because at the last minute, there are obviously some promotion and they want to take that for their own interest. Internet, again, I don't think France is special. Everywhere, internet is developing very much. You see the figures, and I think it's like everywhere. And the direct booking, I already have said that, this is extremely important. People are more and more, let's say, try to go by themselves, and it's one of the reasons why the tour operating and the travel agencies in France are having more and more problems. I say this is maybe a bit too much, but traditional travel agencies are disappearing progressively. It will take time before they disappear totally, but I mean, clearly there is a drop, and we see with the union, the SNAV, the Union of Travel Tour Operators and Travel Agents, that to have reductions of number of outlets and naturally numbers of staff in the travel agencies. The top 6 Caribbean destinations for French travelers are Fresh West Indies, which is absolutely normal due to the fact that it's a part of France and also people are speaking French there, even if the drawback for them is the price, because clearly our way of managing these islands are very European, so the costs are quite high. Afterwards, Dominican Republic, again, I think is like everywhere. Cuba, Bahamas, Santa Lucia. The others are having smaller numbers. I'm sorry. How it works. So, in France, we have 6 national offices existing in France, 6 PR companies representing some islands, and 2 embassies working as, let's say, a tourism office. Globally, we have about 150 tour operators who are presenting Caribbean destinations. The biggest one are Nouvelle Frontière, Club Med, Exotisme. You can see and read the names. What is interesting as far as the direct flights, we have several direct flights, especially naturally to a French Caribbean, or charter flights going to some specific destination like Dominican Republic. But something also very interesting is the fact that we have many possibilities through other cities, through London or through Germany, or no problem, and clearly, or United States. And the French are no longer wanting only to have direct flights. I will give you an example. We are working for Indonesia, and we have around 200,000 French going to Indonesia. We have no direct flights out of France. And if you want to go to Bali, Bali is an island, and Bali is 2/3 of the French going to Indonesia are going to Bali. And you have to make 2 stops in order to go to Bali, and there is no problem. So I don't think we have to focus only on direct flights. Naturally, if we have direct flights, it's better, but it's not compulsory. So if you want to make business in France, I think the first thing is naturally to try to make the accessibility the best as possible. And this means that to lobby with the airlines, well, to have better, if it's possible, to have direct flights naturally. Otherwise, to help them to have connecting flights with let's say, other airlines in order to push better the islands. And naturally, to push tour operators to make packages, and specifically what I think is important for small islands, or the islands that are not yet very well known in France, is to make associated package, to make combine products are very interesting. Work on online offers, naturally, because online is more and more important. So you can make it as publicity, naturally, or also to work with some online tour operators. Globally is improving the visibility with all the means we have now, naturally, Facebook, Twitter, and all these kind of things. How to participate to our plans and benefits for you as partners. First, we are intending to start a French Caribbean club, which means something which will be really trying, a bit like a chapter, but we try to inspire ourselves to what has been done with Visit USA Committee. With Visit USA Committee in France is 150 members, and they are operating many actions, and the participants, the members, are coming in, and they could, depending their request, go to some actions which are done. It could be naturally workshop, road shows, or actions even in publicity. So naturally, for you to have a maximum benefit, is first to give us all information you can give us, because we will relay the information if you give us information. Being reactive naturally, and your benefit is that we could give you naturally all the important, all the information we get in our databases, to maximize your marketing with actions to make you known better, and also to give you access to all the CTO's website, newsletter, Facebook page, and so on. So globally, don't hesitate to communicate with us all what you can do. I won't go too far because it's quite, it will be too long, but you will get it through the forwarding of these things. But this is the program we want to intend to do for 2013. Let me start a bit about the differences. Caribbean Club is what we say. We want to really gather not only the islands and the destination, but also the other people, the tour operators, all the people that are really the airlines, all the people they want or they are interested to gather and to do things together in order to promote their activities. We expect to have at least for the first year to have more than 15 members and to start actions with them. For what is website? Well, last year we increased the Facebook members, fans, by 40%. You can see, and you will see when you will have this presentation in your hands, how we could do things together on that. Theil development plan. Well, what is the most important is to make that destinations we are not yet covered by tour operators to be covered. This is something important, and naturally to put them or to ask them to join us to help. Well, we may help them if they want to come with us and to present what they want to do and how we can associate our efforts to make more promotion. This is all the online tour operator strategy we can make together. This is the roadshow we propose for 2013. It's important to know that France is 55% globally attractiveness by Paris, but this means that you have close to 50%, 45% are in provinces. So we want to go this year in Strasbourg, the eastern part of France, and to Bordeaux. These two cities are, let's say, quite well off with interesting people and with good travel agencies. So I mean, it's good to do that this year, and naturally Paris, because we can't do anything without Paris. Otherwise, Top Reza, we really would like to have, we didn't succeed really this year, but to have in our booth, to have a minimum of 4 participants, and naturally afterwards to make them able to really to have at least 10 meetings to really meet the trade. Well, we inspire ourselves for what is done in UK, but naturally in UK it was really a big event. But if we could start to make a ball in France, it would be quite funny and I think pleasant, and people will like it, provided that we make it with a different spirit, maybe a bit more, let's say, connected to exotism. But I think it's something we would expect to do for this year, for next year. We will participate on a wedding show because we think a lot of French are still wedding, so it's the tradition of the wedding trip is still something important, and so we want to participate to one of the best one, which is in provinces, in Bordeaux. Otherwise, PR and media opportunities, naturally, we will try to do our best on that. Thank you very much. If you have questions.
Do we have any burning questions for Gael? Because we've got 2 more presentations. But just to summarise, they're interested in doing a ball, like what we have in the UK every year. We're going to look at a wedding show. And what we also think is important as well is not so much, as I said, to have like a structured chapter like we do in the UK, but to have the type of forum where we can bring together major stakeholders 3 times a year, airlines, cruise ships, all major players, and to get their input and opinion and thoughts and ideas as to how the Caribbean can continue to grow in the market. Jean-Marc.
Sorry, a quick question. You mentioned that it was 9 million long-haul visitors, of which 15% are in the Caribbean. But if you take out the French...
No, 15% was 40%, I say, when it was for tour operators.
The first slide, right at the beginning. it said 9 million long haul, of which 15% of the Caribbean.
No. Well, in the 9 million, I can tell you just by memory, the biggest one is United States, 1.5 million. Afterwards, I think is Canada, 600,000. Afterwards is Thailand and China, around 500,000. So I don't have in mind how many.
Yeah, it's just
it
it
says it.
among which 9 million for long haul destinations,
but this is
15%
clear.
for Caribbean.
Which one is it?
Slide number 3 from the beginning.
Yeah, but this
Before
is
that.
travel agencies.
Before this.
Before that. That's slide number 3.
Okay,
Well, what's the
Yeah.
that one?
that one. Okay.
Among
It's the
which
full
9
line.
million.
Yeah.
9 million for long haul
Yeah,
destinations.
so, well, it's, so you're right. So it means that that is with the French Caribbean is possible.
That's what I wanted to know. The French Caribbean would be the majority
Yes,
of that.
oh, yeah, sure. I think it's must be something like 800,000 or 900,000, something like that. That will give us, but we don't say French Caribbean by the way, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Saint Martin, and so on. But it's maybe less.